Welcome back to the Gardening with Joy and Holly radio show. Time for Q&A. You got a question? Send it on over. GardenTalkRadio@gmail.com. GardenTalkRadio@gmail.com. Or you can give us a call toll free, coast to coast, 1-800-927-SHOW. That's 1-800-927-7469.
All right, so I live in an apartment, but our community is offering 12 by 6 foot plots to rent for the summer, $40 from May to October. I think that's a pretty good deal. I've always wanted to try my hand at gardening. What should I plant if I decide to give it a go? I'm in Pennsylvania. So Pennsylvania can be quite, I think it's like a couple growing zones.
5, 6, 7. Yeah, depending on how close you are to the coast.
Yeah. So I would recommend growing what you know you're going to eat.
You're looking, you got 5 months.
Yeah.
So some of these community gardens shut down like at Labor Day, which
it says May to October.
Yeah, so we're good shape on that. So you can tomatoes, beans, your staples, cucumbers,
peas.
Well,
radishes.
Peas would be in the hot radishes. Those are cool. You're going to fight the heat on those and the day length.
You could even do
Swiss chard.
Yeah, you can. I wouldn't necessarily recommend strawberry plants.
No, because that's a perennial.
Like ground cherries, you could do if you want something kind of a fruit-esque situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 12 by 16, you're going to have 12 by 6. You're going to have plenty of space for a little bit of everything. You may not have the quantity unless you go all in on one thing to have canning. But if you just want a regular staple of peppers and eggplants, and it's the type of thing. So
what I wouldn't plant would be potatoes. Just because I feel like they're a dime a dozen.
If you don't know, know the soil consistency, it's going to be you're going to lose time and space.
I would avoid herbs. I would do that like if you have a balcony situation, doing that on a balcony. You can even do them indoors. Yeah. I would grow stuff that is like very heavily seasonal and delicious, like Joy mentioned, tomatoes, peppers, things like that, where you're getting a good bang for your buck.
All right, I'd like to hear your show again. How do I do that? I waited all winter long for the return of the Gardening with Joy and Holly radio show, and I have not been disappointed. Thank you. I start my seeds in peat pellets, which I buy at the end of the season at a greatly discounted rate. That's John from Wham Radio, 1600 AM and 92.7 FM out of Ann Arbor, Michigan. Well, John, we greatly appreciate you were not disappointed. And the peat pellets, as we talked about in segment 1 of show 1 a couple of weeks ago, there's nothing wrong with them if you supplement nutrients in a liquid fertilizer at quarter of the strength, because those peat pellets have peat or cocoa coir, and there's no nutrient value for the plants to sustain themselves until you transplant them out.
Yeah, so that's what you want to do. You want to add some fertilizer. So last year I had 5 tomato plants in a 4x4 space. New soil, they did wonderful. In the other half, 4x4 I had cucumbers. They bloomed, but hardly any fruits. Being this close to each other is that bad. So it's not bad.
I think it's a pollination problem.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Because tomatoes are self-pollinating. Cucumbers need insects to pollinate.
So what you want to do with that is, first of all, keep in mind that cucumbers are not a long season plant. They're usually done by in most areas by September. But second of all, once you start to see them put that flower out, you want to go to each one and just kind of touch it in the middle.
What was that noise? Okay.
Take your finger, a Q-tip, a paintbrush, whatever you want, and just give a little tap in the middle of each flower, because it puts out these feeler flowers. Like, oh, am I going to get pollinated? Oh, okay, I'll get pollinated. And then you can plant flowers to entice the bees or other pollinators. There's a lot of pollinator mixes you can buy that are especially native to your area. You can usually find them at your local independent garden center. And you can plant those around there, but doing the little tap in the middle of the flowers, that will help encourage the pollination.
All right. When starting seeds in the house, how many seeds do you put in each planting cell and why? When you direct sow them in the garden, how many do you plant in each hole and why?
I feel like this is your favorite topic to talk about.
Well, it's good that they're asking why.
Right.
Rather than just, what do I do? Okay, that's fine.
Right.
Explanation.
Right. So for each cell, as long as, if they're brand new seeds, I would plant just 1 or 2 per cell. Especially if they're small, you're probably going to end up doing 2 per cell. If it's a larger seed, like a pepper.
Peppers
Yeah.
or
or even a tomato seed. Those you could do 1 per cell. As far as direct sowing seeds, I would do the same. Unless they're smaller, you're probably going to end up putting more than 1. If it's something like beet seeds, which you direct sow, they're seed clusters. So once you start to see sprouting for each little sprout packet,
seedling,
there you go. You want to trim back the ones that look the smallest.
So Swiss chard is the same, but you don't have to trim back Swiss chard. Beets you have to trim back, otherwise you don't get a bulb.
Yeah.
So there you go.